All right, it is 7 o'clock, I believe. Yes, I believe that. I believe that is 7 o'clock. Welcome to our What is Shred 10 meeting. For those of you who want to know, well, what is Shred 10? You hear people talk about it, and now we get to explain it all to you. My name is Robin, nutrition strategist, and I've had the pleasure of being in the nutrition industry for more than a decade, and I've seen a lot. So the shred is something that I am excited about and I love to share about because it's effective. So the Shred 10 is designed to help you shred the foods and the habits that are not serving you and focus on flooding your body with whole food nutrition. So when people hear Shred 10, they automatically think 10 pounds. And maybe yes, maybe not. So some people release 10 pounds, some people release more, some people less. But what it really is 10 days where you're removing certain things and flooding your body with other good things. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But just to clear that up, it really is around the 10 days. The truth is, when you are doing well by your body, the side effect, a welcome side effect, is that the pounds come off. So let's talk about the two startling trends in our world today. And as I said to you, being in the nutrition field, I have seen a lot. When I first started, I didn't see all of the autoimmunes and the cancers and all of the things that I see today. So it's alarming. So what's going on today is one of them is our environment is different. There's so many toxins and chemicals in our environment, and no matter what, you have to breathe. And when you do, you are breathing in those toxins, and your cells don't always like that. The second startling challenge for today is our food is very, very void of nutrition. That if you look at, and I look at packaged foods all the time, and if you look at packaged foods, you're going to see oftentimes a long list of chemicals. And so a lot of times our food is not food. It's a makeup of chemicals. And our body needs food. And because we don't have a lot of food and a lot of nutrition, then our bodies, they have some challenges with that. Hence, then you see the cancers in younger people. You see autoimmunes and allergies and digestive issues and constipation and diabetes. I mean, it's a long list of challenges that we have. Even the fruits and vegetables that we eat are often not vine ripened, so it's picked before all of the nutrition is in there, and it sits on the shelf so you can come and get the shiny tomato. So even the fruits and vegetables from that standpoint in the soil is depleted. And for that, again, your cells are challenged in order to grow and be healthy for you. So that's the bad news of it all. There's some good news. The Shred 10 does address all that it can, right, in 10 days. So it is a 10-day jump start to better health. And in the 10 days, the participants are asked to remove the following. Now, when I go over the list of what you're removing, some people get really, really nervous about what they're asked to remove. But the good part is that what you get to add is wonderful. So for 10 days, you're eliminating gluten. Why? Why is that, and what is that? So gluten is the protein found in wheat. So that's your breads, your pastas, your cookies, pies, and cakes, cereals. And the reason why you're removing gluten is because over time it has been tampered with and modified in such a way that the body, for some of us, for many of us, don't recognize this, and it creates a digestive issue. And one of the ways that you know if gluten is a problem for you is to take it out. And so in that 10 days, you'll be able to know what your body likes or don't like. Now, what you might be saying is, okay, well, they have gluten-free bread now, or they have gluten-free everything, right? So down the list, you'll see processed foods. So we're eliminating processed foods, and that may take away all of the things that in this 10-day period that you may want to replace traditional gluten with. So we want to eat clean for 10 days. Dairy, why? So we're removing cheese, butter, milk, yogurt. Why? Because in this day and age, we have a lot of hormones and things that are going on with the dairy, and sometimes that brings about allergies and bloated and digestive imbalances. Maybe not for you, right? But you'll know it after the 10 days. So we're saying, to remove dairy, but I saw some of the other shredders posting a yogurt made from almonds, so that's exciting. So you can actually, and there is dairy-free butter, so there's some options. Don't worry. Caffeine, I know. Some of y'all have 10 cups of coffee a day, and that sounds tragic. So what I'm asking, if this case, if you have 10 cups, then perhaps reduce it to 5 and mix it with decaf, because maybe if you're so accustomed to caffeine and you don't do it at all, you might get a headache. So eliminate or reduce. Alcohol, self-explanatory. Processed foods, that's anything in a package. Sugar sounds scary, but there's good news because what we suggest that you add in will give you hopefully that natural sugar that your body likes. And then eating after 6:30 or 7, which allows your digestive system to have some time to chill out and refresh. So that's what you're eliminating. But we want you to add in exercise 3 to 4 times a day, enough water so that your urine is clear. I am so gonna just call myself out. This is where I struggle. So I just need to admit that to the world. Because the first thing to change is admitting your problem. And so we're asking the shredders, and I remind myself all the time I'm supposed to do that too. I have a water app. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. Add in 2 Juice Plus complete shakes per day. What is that? We'll explain. Add in Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, chewables, fruits, vegetables, and berries as a chewable or a capsule. What is that? And why is that? We'll explain. We are doing this together, so you're not alone when you're doing the shred. There's a whole group of us that are collectively supporting each other, crying on each other's shoulders, and keeping each other accountable. Now, I'll say this. These are some of our shred leaders. Not everyone is pictured here. Our shred leaders are ones that have had such a great experience with the shred, and they become health enthusiasts, and they have come aboard to help support others. That they said, you know, I know 5 or 10 other people that need to shred. And so we shred together, and our shred leaders are leaders in our shred community. We're going to start our shred September 9th through the 18th. 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days. Again, we're holding each other accountable. And how we do that is we primarily do it through Facebook. So we have a private Shred 10 Facebook group, but some of you maybe don't have Facebook. And in that case, you would connect with your shred leader, and they are likely to have another method by which to communicate with you through, and maybe texting or email or what have you. Participants receive, as a shredder, the program includes, and this is important because we talked about all the things to take out, but now you need to know what to put in. And we'll look at this menu a little bit. So you're going to get a 10-day shred menu, which is designed for the shred that doesn't have gluten and dairy and all of those things. But afterwards, after your 10 days, they're still going to help coach you and guide you through by providing you with a full nutrition plan that can last you for 3-4 weeks thereafter. So it's going to help you. It's not as strict as the shred. There's gluten, there's some dairy, but after the shred, you can move right into this menu to help you continue on your wellness journey. You'll also receive a digital recipe book, our support group, which we ask you to check in, and your Shred 10 Success Guide. This is what the menu, a snapshot of what the menu looks like. So during the shred, we're asking you to replace 1 to 2 meals with the complete protein shake. I'll explain that again in a second. So your first meal, which is breakfast, you're going to have a smoothie or a protein drink. Keeping it simple, you don't have to put too much thought into this. You're replacing your first meal. Now, for some, for whatever reason, your complete protein was, you left home without it, this is after the shred or what have you, there are other options for you to eat. So perhaps an egg white omelet or so forth. But during the shred, which is highlighted in red, we want you to replace that with the shake. If you need a snack, there are snack options for you in the meal plan, just giving you a snapshot of that. So if you are you eat everything, right? animal protein, and there's turkey. But if you're vegan or vegetarian, there's options for hummus. The meal plan is very, very comprehensive to give you options and things you can trade out and do during your journey. For lunch, we're asking you during the shred, if you're doing 2 shakes a day, which works very, very well, then you're going to, for lunch, have your complete shake. Today I had the smoothie or shake with a salad. Dinner can be exciting as you want it to be. It can be chicken, fish, turkey, tofu, with brown rice, with quinoa, with a sweet potato, even corn tortillas. So just to get some excitement going, and some grits. Grits always comes up when we put some grits in there. I had tacos. Actually tonight. Actually, I'm telling on myself I need to hurry up and eat. So I'm having tempeh tacos, 2 corn tortillas, because corn tortillas are not gluten. So you can be creative. During our shredders are posting such wonderful, wonderful meals and inspiration. You must have the Juice Plus complete protein to participate. You must have that. We highly recommend the Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, and berries. We know that when our shredders follow the shred very, very close to as recommended, they see better results by adding in the fruits, the vegetables, and the berries. And you must make a commitment to yourself for those 10 days and thereafter. The Juice Plus Complete is much more than a protein shake. It is all vegan. It has balanced whole food nutrition designed to meet your needs in the most challenging way. It is designed to keep you full and the start of flooding your body with all of this whole food nutrition. You hear us talking about the Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule or a chewable. Let me tell you, this is raw fruits and vegetables. It's just the water is just taken out. It is fine ripened. It is the whole food, the pits, the peels, and the seeds. Imagine what will happen to your body if you flood your body every day with 45 raw fruits and vegetables. We like to call it a salad bar in a capsule. This is like juicing every day without the mess and without the expense. It is backed by science, more than 38 published research studies. As a nutritionist, I had to read them all. I had to know that it was the real deal because there's so many things out there. I had to know before I made the recommendation that it is what it is, and it is what it says it is, and does what it says it does. If you are getting Juice Plus for yourself as an adult, you can sponsor a child to receive it for free. Our children are eating far worse than we are because they're coming up in the age of processed foods, and so they get it for free because Juice Plus loves them, right? And is studying children and the effects of increased fruits and vegetables in children. Juice Plus is not a vitamin. I repeat, it is not a vitamin. People think it is because it's in a capsule, but it's not a vitamin. It's literally the whole food. On the label, it says nutrition facts, same as you would see with your broccoli. So it's not a vitamin. It literally is just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And the question is, what to expect from taking Juice Plus. So we're going to have some other shredders and some others that take the Juice Plus to share their story briefly of their experience with taking Juice Plus. And I want to tell you this, my experience, I took Juice Plus for more than a year, and it was a year later that I realized that my gums didn't bleed, that my skin wasn't dry, that my hair was growing, and that my eyes weren't red from allergies. Some people notice something right away, right? And sometimes it takes a while, but it's important from a cellular level. It works on you from a cellular level. So I'd love to hear from a couple of shredders of their stories. I'm going to ask Dr. Bernetta to hop on and just share her story of putting the plant powders in her body, what she noticed, and what happened as a shredder.
Well, thanks, Robin. I'm the vegan in the group, and I heard about Juice Plus from you probably, maybe 2 years before a year and a half or so. I thought, oh yeah, that sounds nice, but I honestly was very skeptical. I didn't believe it. But then a year and a half later, my doctor and I were looking at my blood work, and we saw that even as a vegan, I was not getting in all of my fruits and vegetables, and my hemoglobin and iron levels were looking really low. And So, you know, when I asked him, what do I need to do? He's like, you got to get in more of those leafy green vegetables. I'm thinking, oh my God, how can I do it? So I reached out, we connected, and I got that Juice Plus going. And the real amazement is that in 30 days, my blood work was literally turned around. And so I have it in black and white. I've got the proof. And that was before I read one study. It was before I heard one real story. And so since then, I've noticed a plethora of changes in my body. But that's the big deal, is this stuff gets in the blood and it really works. And I feel great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. It's always very, very inspirational. Alma, are you somewhere in the world? Let's see if Alma's
There.
somewhere in the world. Okay. So share with us your Shred Juice Plus story.
All right. I think I've been on Juice Plus for over a year now. I love my Juice Plus, but I met Robin, I don't know, May or something of 2018, and didn't hear from her. About a month later, I heard from her. She told me all about it. We had an event, but I think before she came over for the event, I signed up as a rep. And then at my event, I had about 12 customers came over, and they all signed up. I was already taking Juice Plus before I had my my event. So right away in 2 weeks, I started feeling different. So before I met Robin, I had fibromyalgia. I don't know if you guys know what fibromyalgia, but it's pain throughout my whole body. At the end of the shift of my work, I wasn't able to walk. I was having a hard time. And then I was diagnosed with arthritis, neuropathy. I couldn't go to the restroom. I think I was on 5 medications. My energy was really low. Inflammation was killing me. So within those 2 weeks, I started feeling difference. I felt good. You know, I shared my story. Well, I didn't really have to share because these 12 people already knew who I was because I work in a school. So they saw me, what I went through. I struggled for 7 years with this pain. I became suicidal. Then I was introduced to the shred. And so I started doing the shred, and that just like, now I know what I can't have. Like Robin said, I got rid of the gluten. I got rid of the sugar that makes me sick. I know, like as soon as I get off the shred, I have to have something sweet. And then an hour later, I'm feeling sick. But anyways, yeah, I take my plant-based every day. I don't miss a day without my plant-based. I do the shred every month for 10 days. And that just keeps me going. All that I had and I suffered for 7 years is gone. I might get like pain from the heat because I still can't deal with the heat too much. So I feel like sluggish with the heat and when I eat sugar. But other than that, I went back to softball. I was athletic. I'm also doing my weights again. I mean, I went back to everything, having my family back. My whole family, my kids, my husband, everybody's on Juice Plus or plant-based. Yeah. So I'll keep it short. If anybody wants to hear my story, I have it recorded. It's way longer.
Her story is super powerful. Diane, are you somewhere in the world? Diane, are you there? In the meantime, Tammy, can you tell us, share your story? And I don't know where Rodney is.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
It takes me a while to figure out Diane. Go ahead, Bernetta.
No, it was, so go ahead and share your experience. And I believe you have a profound story to share about your mother-in-law.
Oh, I do. I'm very brief. I'll be brief. My mother-in-law has been a diabetic. For 30 years, she's been my mother-in-law, and she was on shots, and then she eventually went to pills. But recently, Mother's Day, this May, I went through her medicines because she was having some difficulties, and they had her on 5 anti-diabetic medications. One medication she was taking 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So being on Juice Plus myself, I have my own personal stories and from my parents. But I asked my mother-in-law to do a test with me so I can have my own testimony when I go back to my nutrition group, because I was kind of jealous I didn't have a story. So, so she agreed, and I started her on Juice Plus the Monday after Mother's Day, and she takes them very faithfully. Well, to make a long story short, they've reduced the medicine she was taking 4 times a day to, four tablets, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. She's only taken 2. She's taken 40 milligrams of lisinopril, and she's not an active woman. She's very sedentary. So now they've cut her lisinopril in half. And my mother-in-law is like so chipper and happy. She's just over the moon happy. So outside of what I personally have experienced, and my dad that has dementia, I've seen such a change in him as well. I mean, he's not leaping tall buildings or anything, but he's happier. Because he's not in pain. You know, when people are in pain, they're grumpy, and my dad has found his joy. So that's my Juice Plus story.
Thank you. And the thing about it is, there's so many stories, and I know that there's so many more that we could tell. We could be on here for days hearing this. Those of you who are contemplating participating in the shred, that really is a snapshot. And how do you know what will happen? We don't know. You have to get in and shred and let your body do what it does. That you're putting in the goods and taking out the bads, and that's how you're gonna know. It's 10 days. I'm gonna ask everybody to go back on mute again. So I'm gonna wrap it up, because I know you all gotta eat and do all kinds of other things, right? So I want to encourage you all that are listening to this. It is, what if, right? What if this changes your life in some way? Some of y'all are on the fence. You're scared of not having gluten or dairy or what have you. You can do anything for 10 days. I assure you. But this is how you ensure your goals stick. You have to have a real commitment. And in that commitment, that is time and money. You have to put your money where your mouth is and decide to do this. To be successful, you need a plan, step by step, day by day, 1, 2, 3. We give you the nutrition plan. We give you the guidelines. Here you get the plan. Your why. Why are you doing this? That is very, very important. Your why. Accountability. We have that for you. We will find you. We will look for you. And your surroundings must change in order to be successful. At least for the 10 days when you're hanging out with us, we're going to go. This is a good, happy space where we're all doing the same thing. So let me review this one more time. When you're doing the shred, you're taking away gluten, dairy, caffeine or reducing it, alcohol, processed foods, sugar, and eating after 6:30 or 7. The good news about the sugar is the complete shake has natural sugar that is good for diabetics. It's low on the glycemic index, and you still get natural sugars as if you were eating an apple. You're going to add in 3 to 4 days of exercise, enough water so your urine is clear, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Recommended 2 Juice Plus shakes a day. Some people do 1, but 2 is even better. You're going to add in your Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, berries as a capsule or gummies, chewables. If you're diabetic, I don't recommend the chewables. If capsules, they come in a capsule, you can open them. I now learned you can throw your capsules in your blender and blend them up with your smoothie, because the capsules are food. You're going to get your shred menu and guide. We're going to make sure not only do we cover you for the 10 days, we're going to cover you for a full 4 weeks of a meal plan sketched out, what to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, your digital recipe. We'll invite you to our support group. We're starting September the 9th. So hopefully you're hearing this and you have plenty of enough time to get your ducks in order and your mind wrapped around this. Your deadline to confirm participation is August 31st. What does it mean to confirm participation? That means that you have placed your order for your Juice Plus products. You're getting all of the support, the meal plans, and everything. It's just part of our Shred 10 program. But with the Juice Plus fruits, the vegetables, and the berries, and the complete, you're getting so much phenomenal nutrition. And again, as a nutritionist, this is my #1 recommendation. After the 10 days, we're going to come back together the day after our shred is over. We'll have an after shred meeting and help you figure out how to navigate after your 10 days, and then we're going to invite you to shred with us the next month. You will have enough of your supply to shred with us for multiple times. You must have the Juice Plus Complete to participate. You can't do the shred without the Complete because it's a critical part. You're removing all of those things, and one of them is you're replacing it with the meals. Your Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, and berries, and we also have an omega, but those are highly, highly recommended. As you heard from the other shredders, they get better results. Again, when you're doing it all, you're flooding your body with 45 raw fruits and vegetables every day. You can get a head start right now. So even though we're starting in September, once you go ahead and get your Juice Plus ordered and your shake, we will send you the meal plan right away. So if you want to look it over and get a head start, you can do that. We want you to get your order in by the 31st of August. Why? Because it needs to get to you. We want you to have a chance to play around with your smoothies and make some creations and get everything in order. We don't like to rush, right? We want to have everything in your hand in a timely manner. Juice Plus comes in a 4-month supply. Why a 4-month supply? Because it takes 4 months for your blood to change. That is research-based, and we know it. Again, some people notice a change right away. When you're doing the shred for 10 days, you're going to notice it. But when you get your products, your Juice Plus is going to last you for 4 months. Your complete shake is 60 servings. That could last you for 4 months. It could not. It depends on how you tend to utilize it. You can start the shred. So this is the deal. You can start the shred for as low as $2.26 a day. It just depends on what you get. But get in. Just don't let anything be an obstacle to start this journey. Again, we start officially September 9th. We go through the 18th. Your deadline to order should be the 31st. And how do you get on board? You get on board. I feel like I'm talking so fast because I'm a stickler on time and I want to make sure this stays to 30 minutes. You contact the person that invited you here. They have all of the information on how to get on board. As soon as you commit, your meal plan is coming. We're going to invite you and make sure we do a pre-shred meeting for shredders. We come together, just make sure everyone is on the same page. Our intention is to love you, support you, and help you on that journey to better health. So with that being said, I want to open it up for any questions before we officially close this What is Shred meeting. Are there any questions that we can answer for you?
Yes, Robin, can
Yes.
you put up the slide with the different price packages in it again?
This slide.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
thank
there it is.
you very much.
Yes. And I didn't make mention of the omegas too much. It's a plant-based omega-3. There's no fish. We bypass the fish and go straight to the algae, and you get a full spectrum of omegas. So yeah, there you go with that slide. I'll leave that up for a second. Are there any other questions or I do want to, I got 2 minutes or less. And so Rodney, because we had a lot of ladies talking about their shred experience, but men shred too. And so Rodney has been a shredder, I think, for 3 months. Rodney, can you share briefly your shred experience?
Shred has been amazing. It gives you a clear mind, keeps you focused. And even when you don't want to try to, it just, it keeps your mind focused on the task at hand. It lets you know I can do it. I can, even though I'm not trying to, I lost weight. Even though I didn't want to change my meds, I did because I got much better on the shred. And I found out I can have my favorite all-time meal, grits. And and I just love it. So I don't have to have all the bells and whistles with it. I can have vegan butter. If I want some meat with it, I can have turkey, or my son-in-law calls it the fake meat. So it's very good. You can have all that you want. And even though I've totally stayed away from bread, a lady told me, hey, you can have the wheat or the rye bread.
The right.
And then and have one. Have one. You don't have to have it every day, but at least have one. So but not doing the shred.
That's what
So-
I love with Rodney is once he heard that he could have grits, you see, because grits are gluten free. I think that changed the game. That was like the thing. So everybody,
Amen.
there's grits. Rodney didn't tell you A1C better, hearing better, eyes better,
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff. But
Yes.
it's like I said, everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 shots of insulin down,
Yeah.
gone. So that's great about it. Eyesight is getting better. Hearing is getting better too. I was down one ear, but it's coming back slowly but surely. So I'm doing much better. The ringing is just about gone.
That
At
is
least
so-
that ringing in my ear all the time. Bombard that body with those veggies, and everything will turn out great.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
So, grits, they're popular. People are sending messages about the grits. I think I have questions and people are like, yes, grits. So with that being said, again, contact the person that invited you here so that you can get on board with us in September. We will have the epic shred in September. Thank you so much. I'm sending you all love and blessings. Eat well, think well, and be well. This is Robin, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Adios.